What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mid-Level Media, and today we're here to dive into the Kino Lorber Spring into Summer sale. So I'm going to be honest, I kind of forgot about this sale. I mean, we had the Criterion sale come on. I think there's an Arrow Video sale going on right now as well, and there's just other things that kind of took priority. And but I usually like to go through the website when these sales go live and just go through all these titles with you. I mean, I posted in my community tab, but sometimes that's not enough. Not everybody sees that. So I want to make sure everybody knows that this sale is going on and what titles are available because Kino Lorber, like when they do a sale and they do 4 sales a year, they do one in March usually, they do one in June, July, they do one in September, October, and then they'll do one in November, December. And they usually cover about 3.5 weeks time. So you got plenty of time to dive into them, but they don't include all their titles. Like they'll just include like a select few. Like you got 700 titles right here, but Kino Lorber's got a vast library of films, so they rotate them. They rotate them, I imagine, based on like the stock that they have. But they got a lot of good stuff this sale that I want to kind of make you guys aware about. And yeah, before we get into it, let me make this a little bit bigger. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about all things physical media here on this channel. Blu-rays, 4Ks, only the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me. If you like that kind of stuff, the kind of content, hit that subscribe button. And let's just dive into it, guys. I'm going to try not to take forever. So this started, I think, towards the end of June. I think it was last Thursday, and I'm putting this out on a Saturday. So 9 days ago, this has been going on. So again, I apologize because if you order now, like usually if you order like as soon as the sale starts, like you'll get your stuff in pretty quickly. If you order now, you're probably gonna have to wait a couple of weeks to get this stuff in because they get so backed up with orders. But the final day is Monday, July the 21st. And you can get titles as low as $4.99. Now, most of those will be Blu-rays, and there'll probably be like 3 of those titles, but they just like to use the $4.99 to bring people in. But you do have Rawhead Rex here. I like to go through the 4Ks first, guys. You have Rawhead Rex here for $14.99. I did notice like right away that some of these 4Ks are lower prices than usual. Like usually you'll get some $14.99, but you got $15.99, you got $16.99, and there's quite a few of those. So I feel like this might be like price-wise one of their best sales they've ever done. You got Cowboys and Aliens for $15.99. You got Zoltan, Hound of Dracula for $15.99. You got The Antichrist for $16.99. The Train, which I might get. Like I got the Train Blu-ray from Kino, and I was kind of reluctant to upgrade, but it is a black and white film, and I'm sure it'll look great on 4K. I just don't know how many more times I'm gonna watch The Train in my life. I enjoyed the movie, but I just don't know how many times I would watch it on 4K. So I'm kind of reluctant to get that. But you got Changing Lanes on 4K, which I may get. Actually, I think I already got Changing Lanes. I have to look through my collection sometimes, guys, before I press buy because I have almost like ordered titles twice because I got so many Kinos. Monster Squad's on here for $17.99. Mystery Men, which is one I highly recommend. I always recommend Mystery Men. It's a really fun, like anti-superhero movie in a time where superhero movies were not all the craze. This came out in 1999. And it's just a really fun kind of satirical, like almost parody look at the superhero genre. So I do recommend that one. That one is $17.99. You also got Narrow Margin, which is a really great movie with Gene Hackman and Archer. I recommend that as well. Has some stunning like train sequence moments, which look great in 4K. Misery, of course, is a fantastic film, $17.99 on 4K. The Manchurian Candidates from 2004. I need to look and see if I have this. I know I have the older one, but I don't know if I bought the remake yet. But that's $17.99. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, $17.99. And it looks like they show you like what has slipcovers and what doesn't at this point. So that's always nice. North Dallas 40 with Nick Nolte and Mac Davis is $17.99. Nostalgia with Andrei Tarkovsky's Nostalgia is $17.99. Paint Your Wagon is $17.99. Peril and Distress, which has 2 movies in it, and Soon the Darkness and Sudden Terror, is $17.99. Play Misty for Me, which I still need to watch that. I've got it in the collection. That's $17.99. Prime Cut is $17.99. Mad Max is 17.99. Ronin is 17.99. Sands of Iwo Jima, which I was definitely eyeing that one and the other John Wayne movie. That is 17.99. So that's a recent one. That one just came out in the past couple of months. The Score is 17.99. Serpico is 17.99. Silence of the Lambs, all-time classic, 17.99. Sudden Death, which is a really great 4K too, is 17.99. Really fun Van Damme movie. Swept Away is 17.99, which I think that's a Raro release, not a Kino Lorber. That's one of their partner labels. You also got Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead for 17.99. That's a pretty new release. I think that one came out in I want to say that came out in April. Um, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot with Clint, 17.99. To Live and Die in LA, 17.99. So all these are 17.99, guys. I'm not going to keep repeating it. Tropic Thunder is another fantastic 4K. I think that 4K is one of Kino's best. Two Mules for Sister Sarah, Hannibal on 4K, Red Dragon on 4K, The Apartment on 4K, Alphaville on 4K, Fistful of Dollars on 4K. Of course, you got the Arrow Video, beautiful Arrow Video versions. But you know what? I talked about this in my reviews of those. I think the Kino ones are still really good. I mean, they did, most of the color corrections that people had problems with from the past Blu-rays, and I think they look solid. I think they look really solid. Arrows looks a little better, but I mean, I think you're good still with the Kino 4K. So I mean, 17.99, you can't really beat that price. And Fistful of Dollars is such a great classic film. You also got Baby Blood on 4K. You got Body Parts on 4K, Brick on 4K, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari on 4K, Cujo on 4K, Fear and Desire on 4K, Endless Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind on 4K, the Eiger Sanction on 4K, Les Dolus on 4K, Donovan's Wreath. That's the other John Wayne I wanted. That's 17.99. Easter Promises is 17.99. See, there's a lot of stuff. You got the other $2 films for 17.99. The Longest Yard, which is another really great looking 4K. Indecent Proposal is a really good looking 4K. Link on 4K. Leviathan, really strong 4K. This is probably my highest recommendation of these, and that is High Plains Drifter. I loved that movie. I'd never seen it, and I thought it was so freaking good. That is one of Clint's best westerns. And it's got some really solid special features. The 4K looks great, and yeah, I highly recommend that one. But also Kindergarten Cop, I love Kindergarten Cop. My only issue with that is there's a couple of new audio commentaries, but they had no special features because nobody's ever done any special features for Kindergarten Cop, and I don't know why. Like, somebody do some interviews. I need somebody to talk about Kindergarten Cop. I love that movie so much. Lady Killers, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, was a really solid 4K too that ports over all the Olive Film stuff, and then you got In Bruges as well. And we're not done, guys. My goodness, there's a lot of 4Ks this time around. High Noon, excellent 4K, excellent movie. Gunfight at the OK Corral. Graveyard Shift is a really solid 4K. It's got all the Scream Factory special features. So just know that going in, if you already got the Scream Factory special features, there's nothing new there. I think there's a new audio commentary, but nothing new in terms of special features. The General's Daughter, kind of wanted this one too. Didn't get that one. Foul Play, 17.99. The Sacrifice on 4K, that's 18.99. So some of these are a little bit higher. I guess the ones that are a little bit more recent. I do need to get Sneakers. That's 18.99. Black Sheep I already own. That's a great 4K. Great, so much better than Tommy Boy. Touch of Evil is 19.99, and then you got the double pack spaghetti western for 24.99. That's a little bit pricey for that. And then another Peril and Distress set as well. Career Opportunities is 18.99 too. Get to see Jennifer Connelly ride the toy horse in 4K, guys. All right, let's dive into the Blu-rays. I always like to go low to high. And yeah, so you got a few titles for 4.99. 4 titles that you can get for $5. Terror Out of the Sky, like they're always trying to give away these B movies. That is 5.49. Studio 54 is $6. Is this the one from no, this is a different one. I didn't know if that was the movie from the 90s. I remember watching that. Ryan Phillippe, Mike Myers. That was a pretty good movie. Let's see. We got the Kaiser of California, Who Done It. This is a lot of stuff I haven't seen, guys. I'll be honest. Honky Tonk Freeway. That sounds interesting. But a lot of this stuff is $5 to $7. So if you want to, increase your classic film collection, like this is a perfect opportunity to do so. Shoot the Sundown. That looks like one I might be interested in. Coogan's Bluff. I got to check the collection and see if I've got Coogan's Bluff. If I don't, I need to get it because that's a good price, $7.49. You got It Takes Two in here as well, not the Olsen twins vehicle, but the other one. The Beast. So a lot of this stuff is $7-8, so good price. You got Alfred Hitchcock's Rich and Strange, so you got a Hitchcock film here for $8.49. Let's see, Rough Night in Jericho. Dean Martin's in that. Terminal Invasion. So we're still in the $8 range, guys. Twisted is on here. Ashley Judd, Samuel L. Jackson. It's a Gift. The Leviathan Blu-ray is $8.49. Minus Man with Owen Wilson's $8.49. So these are all Blu-rays. Yeah, there's some good deals. You got Jason Patrick and Rachel Ward and After Dark My Sweets, $8.49. I've thought about getting that before. John Travolta, Chains of Gold is $8.49. Zoot Suit is $8.99. Yeah, good prices this time around though. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Avenging Force with Michael Dudikoff. I just watched American Ninja for the first time. I might want to get that. I loved American Ninja and thought he was great in it. Rent-A-Cop's on here with Burt Reynolds. The White Dawn, the Train Blu-ray is $9.49. So yeah, good stuff on here, guys. I always look for the Kino Cult stuff because I'm kind of but not really collecting Kino Cult. I've got several of them, but I don't have all of them because there's some that I just don't care to own. But I do like that line. Oh, they do have the Drifter for $9.99. That's one of them that I was like, I don't know if I need this. um, Electra Glide in Blue. Eastern Promises, guys. We talked about it earlier. That's a really good 4K too. Empire of Ants, I got that. Enough Rope looks cool. That's $9.99. I might need to get some of these other ninja movies like Enter the Ninja. I don't think I have that. Casanova, First Love, the Fletch movies are on here. Just keep in mind that I heard from Frank Tarzi himself, who's like the big guy over at Kino, responsible for acquiring stuff, I'm pretty sure. He talked about the Fletch films in their Kino podcast, and he talked about these movies like getting 4Ks, like saying that they sold well enough that he could see doing 4Ks for him. So just keep that in mind that the Fletch movies, like maybe they look good on Blu-ray. They look good on Blu-ray from Kino, but keep in mind they may get 4K upgrades at some point. But you could say that about any movie that's got a Blu-ray, to be honest, at this point. Fluke's on here for $9.99. The Food of the Gods, $9.99. Francis with Jessica Lange, $9.99. The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat. You got Gambits, Frogs. Frogs is a lot of fun. It's got Sam Elliott in it. It's a lot of fun. Very young Sam Elliott in that movie. Sorry, guys, I had to take a drink of water. The Godsend, $9.99. You got Gotcha for $9.99. Grand Slam for $9.99. Half Baked, that's a great movie, $9.99. The Great Train Robbery is $9.99. Happy Birthday to Me is $9.99. Guys, this is another like top recommendation, but the hardcore, I talk about hardcore all the time. I love that movie so much. George C. Scott's amazing in it. And the story is just like so like dark. It's incredibly dark, but it's a really cool like LA thriller noir film. And I highly recommend it. Anytime I have the opportunity, I recommend that. Yeah, and $10, like that's a steal. I think it's got new features too. Hell is for Heroes, Heavens Above, Hijack Highway, Homebodies, You got Ho as well. Oh my goodness, guys. Hudson Hawk for 9.99. You also got Hot Pursuit with John Cusack, which I've thought about getting that as well. Hussy is on here with Helen Mirren, which is also a Kino cult title. Yeah, I've got a lot of these guys. I do. Up the Creek. I think that's the newly pressed disc. I think I've got the old one, but that's a fun like 80s. I don't know if you call it a sex comedy, but it's like an 80s comedy. It's in line with that Revenge of the Nerds like era style comedy. Without Warning, White Zombie, The Whip in the Body with Christopher Lee, The 10th Victim, 2 Days in the Valley. That's another high recommendation. Really cool, like modern noir film, kind of murder mystery. But that's a good one. That's a good one for sure. And it's got a really cool special feature with Sylvester Stallone and the director. Like they're just having a conversation in front of an audience, and it's kind of fun because you don't see like He doesn't even come back to do features for his movies, but he did a feature for 2 Days in the Valley. Um, I guess he's just a big fan of the film, but it's a good feature though on that one. Um, Ace High, Aces High. So yeah, all these are 9.99, guys. Alien Outlaw, American Ninja. I do recommend. I really like that movie. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but it's on here. That has a slipcover. The first doesn't. Ants is on here. Baby Blood. You got the Barbarians, Below the Belt, the Bermuda Triangle, the Beguiled with Clint Eastwood, the Bedroom Window. You got the Big Country, the Big Bus, the Best of Times, which I haven't watched the Best of Times yet, but I need to. It's got Kurt Russell and Robin Williams. Like, geez, such a great cast. The Blood Beast Terror, Blind Fury, the Black Tulip. Yeah, good stuff. Body and Soul. You got some of the Brosnan stuff on here with Breakheart Pass and Breakout. Jack Nicholson and the Border. So yeah, good stuff though, guys. Burn Witch Burn, CB4. I mean, a lot of this stuff is on here. Like it feels like every sale, but there's definitely some newer stuff here. The Challenge, 1982. The Conqueror. I need to get that with John Wayne. Crawl Space, that is one I need too. That's a cult title. Heard good things about that one. Paint Your Wagon, The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speedman. You got Plenty with Meryl Streep. Yeah, Kino's just got a hell of a discography. I do really want Posse with Bruce Dern and Kirk Douglas. I need to get that. I feel like I've heard some good things about that one. That's a Western. Like collecting the Westerns. The Real McCoy, if Val Kilmer unfortunately just passed away. I mean, if you want to celebrate him, maybe get that one. I feel like that's a more underrated Val Kilmer film. Um, Revenge of the Ninja, Rolling Vengeance. I've heard some good things about that one. The Russians are coming. Yeah, there's definitely. I feel like there's more stuff in the Blu-rays that I might grab this time around versus the 4Ks. Secret Admirer is a really fun, like, teen comedy from the '80s that kind of feels a little John Hughes, but I don't know, I think it's better than some of the John Hughes stuff of the '80s. Like, not Breakfast Club or Weird Science or Ferris Bueller, but, like, Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles, I would put that movie above those. Secret Admirer is really solid. Alright, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Squirm's on here. Oh, Summer Rental's on here for 9.99. That's a good price. Tentacles. Some good stuff. I try to go through everything here, guys, but also I don't wanna make this go too long. To Live and Die in LA, like that's a top recommendation. I don't remember seeing that in the 4K, so that's 17.99. Great movie. Freaking great movie. I'm Dangerous Tonight. That's a Toby Hooper film. Joe Kidd, that's a good one. I like that one. I watched that earlier this year. Clint Eastwood, not top tier Eastwood, but still very enjoyable. Still a very enjoyable Clint performance. Um, Kingdom of the Spiders with Shatner's on here. And all these are still 9.99, guys. We haven't gotten into the other stuff yet. All right, Lorna the Exorcist. My God, I just don't get that. Don't bother, unless you're collecting all the cult stuff. Malone with Burt Reynolds. Man on the Moon's a great release. It looks great too. Like that's one that if it got a 4K, I don't know if I would upgrade because that Blu-ray looks so good. But a great Jim Carrey movie. Got some Spike Lee on here as well with Mo Better Blues. Um, Navajo Joe, guys. Oh my God, Navajo Joe. I watched that for the first time earlier this year too. Damn, that was so good. I recommend that for 9.99. You still got the slipcover. Navajo Joe, like if you're a fan of those spaghetti westerns, Burt Reynolds is playing a Native American. He's playing Navajo Joe. So I guess that doesn't age the best now in 2025, but it's a great movie with a phenomenal score by Ennio Morricone. That I would say like the score in that movie rivals the Dollars trilogy. Like I thought the score in that film was so freaking good. I think about that movie like all the time. I want to rewatch it. Night Passage with James Stewart and Audie Murphy was really solid. That was a really solid Western as well. I really enjoyed that film, so I recommend that. Beyond that, guys, I think we're getting to the end here. Have I went through all 700 titles? You got the FX movies. If you don't want to get it from Arrow Video, you can get it from Kino for significantly cheaper, only 12 bucks. Youngblood's on here. I need to get that. Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe. That's 10.99. You got the Cruel Sea. Um, you got a bunch of seasons of Monk. If you're a Monk fan, you can get them for 16.99. Oh, you got that classic Ghost set, which I do have. That's 17.99. That's a good price. The Night Gallery season 1 and the Night Gallery season 3 for 19.99. And Noble House is 19.99. Is that a TV show? I don't understand why that's so expensive. And you got a bunch of film noir sets for 24.99. Good prices on those. Outer Limits, Kolchak the Night Stalker for 49.99. Yeah, some good stuff, guys. A lot of TV series on here. And Kino, they did a good job. They did a good job this month with their sale. But yeah, hopefully I gave you some good recommendations that you can dig into this sale and check out. And really just my goal is to let you guys know what's available, what the prices are, just to kind of scroll through it together. And I think that's fun, just to scroll through the Kino site together. It's like friends hanging out, browsing Blu-rays. I think that's fun. Hope you did too. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll link the Kino sale down below in the description, and we will see you next time.